More than 300 state laws take effect January 1st. They affect gun owners, workers who make minimum wage, and even public libraries. Attorney Natasha Robinson is with us this morning, and she's going to tell us how these laws affect many of us. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with Illinois paid leave for all. This is because of legislation that Governor Pritzker signed in March, right?
Yes. This is allowing persons who need to take, more time off, that they are being compensated for their time, as well as making sure that they don't have to come out of pocket with what is the wages that they're going to be missing.
So this is 1 hour for every 40 hours worked, right? Is
Yes.
that how it works? Okay.
Yes.
So you can, earn up to 5 days?
Yes, I think it depends upon what it is that you are, requesting, what it is that you're filing, and based upon not just your base pay, but the number of hours that you will be working, which is allocated to you.
And this affects about 1.5 million people in Illinois?
Yes, it's more than, expected, more than predicted. So it's good to have this in place so that people don't feel that they're being penalized for taking the time off that they need.
And this is a different, because Chicago already has its own leave law,
Yes.
right? So there's a little bit of difference there.
Yes, I think that the legislation that Governor Pritzker signed, Chicago and Cook County were exempt from it. So Cook County and Chicago have their own paid leave, but the legislation that we're talking about is for the state.
Let's move on to minimum wage. It's going up to $14, right? Up $1.
Yes. And then I believe in later months, including next year, it's going to go all the way up to $15.
So and it's supposed to end right there in 2025, right?
Yes. It's a livable wage, so to speak, even though there is still the need for, more compensation per hour.
And again, slightly different in the city of Chicago,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so that is tied to inflation, 1580, and it's going to go up again next year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's talk about book ban.
Okay.
This is this is basically something spearheaded by Secretary of State Alexi Giannoulias. How is this going to work?
So the way that the law is structured is that if there are libraries that are trying to infuse any type of politics or influence in what they believe are literature that needs to be banned, they are no longer in access of state funds. They have to receive their funds a different way. And so this is in alignment with what a lot of people in the country are arguing, which is that literature should not be penalized for students. Students and families should have the access and the agency to be able to decide what they want to read. And so the legislature is in alignment with that.
So do you anticipate that this will be an issue in Illinois? Because this is an issue in many other states.
Yes, I think that it will be an issue because there are some topics that are in literature that parents, particularly in school districts generally, they do not want children to read, and that's retroactive. It also includes certain classics that maybe you and I have read, but are no longer on the reading list. And so I think that the courts are going to eventually be involved with deciding how far this is going to go.
Right, because who is the decision maker here?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you think it'll eventually make it up to the Illinois Supreme Court? Or?
Yeah, I do think so, because right now it's in the decision holding state in terms of the school districts, but the state is saying, look, if you're going to do this, then you can do it. You just cannot have access to public funds. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out.
Okay. What about some federal laws that we need to be aware of?
So let's see. We have federal laws. I have all my notes because I am a lawyer. So some of the things that are going on the federal level have to do with, of course, all my notes are all over the place, making sure that money is allocated more
human trafficking, right?
Yes, to that, as well as making sure that veterans are receiving more assistance from the federal government, making sure that because they serve, or have served rather, overseas or even in this country, that they are protected more by legislation.
Are there also some Supreme Court cases that we need to look out for?
Yes, and so this is where, all my notes come in. So one of the things that we're going to be looking at is whether or not the striking of President Trump, former President Trump, off of the ballot.
We just heard about Maine and Colorado.
Exactly. Whether that is going to be considered a precedent. because this, up until this point, this has never been done before. And so I'm pretty sure, and legal scholars will agree, that the Supreme Court at some point is going to come in and talk about whether or not this is constitutional, as both Colorado and Maine cited the 14th Amendment for the reasons behind why they struck his name off of the ballot.
Okay.
There are some other cases that are going to be coming up. One is whether access to an abortion pill is going to be a bigger amount of access, or if it's going to be more limited.
All right, Natasha Robinson, thank you so much for coming in on this Saturday.
Thank you.
All right, and if you want more information on Legalese, visit linktree/Natasha L. Robinson Esquire. You can also find Legalese, please, on social media. Hey, Tim.